Hi! Welcome, third graders, to our language lesson for today. Please be sure you're on page 118. 118, thank you very much. We're going to continue our series on using verbs and how to use and when to use them in terms of like singular and plural subjects. So on page 118, we're going to look at the directions and the rules here. Use has with a singular subject, such as Isaiah has a new book. So just one person has a book. Or you can say hasn't with a singular subject. This book hasn't been read, only one book. Now, when we're talking about more than one person or thing, we use have. So use have and haven't with a plural subject. The first one, the horses have been put in the pasture. Remember, more than one horse. Or the students haven't finished their work yet. So more than one student. You can also use have and haven't when you're using subjects you or I. Like I have, we're going to say I has. Or have you seen Jacob? Not has you seen Jacob, all right? And we know most of these rules already because we're good readers. And good readers are going to pay attention to the way sentences are formed, or they'll read out loud when they need to hear the correct answer. Good readers read at least 10 minutes a day, every day, and I'm sure that's what you try to practice at home as well. I do too. So let's practice this for Think A. We're going to do some level 3 thinking, right? Level 3. We're using the information that we just learned in different settings. So we're going to use either has or have. I'm only going to do the first two with you, and then we'll do the rest at our Zoom meeting. The first one, Australia has a beautiful zoo, or Australia have a beautiful zoo. Well, we're only talking about one country, which is Australia. So if it's one, remember if it's a plural subject, we say has. So Australia has a beautiful zoo. Number 2, visitors blank the chance to see crocodiles, snakes, and lizards. So it's visitors has a chance to see the crocodiles, or visitors have a chance to see the crocodiles. So take a look at what we're talking about. We're talking about the visitors. They're doing the action. How many visitors are there? Well, definitely more than one, especially since they say visitors with an S at the end. So it's plural. If it's plural, if the subject is plural, we use have or haven't, okay? So we'll say visitors have the chance to see crocodiles, snakes, and lizards. Okay, so we'll continue the rest at our Zoom meeting. And you're probably thinking, this is easy. Yes, it is. Again, especially if you're good readers and you take the time to read on a daily basis. And it doesn't have to be like, I read a whole hour. If you just read for 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's good practice. And I'm trying to do the same thing every day as well. Think B. Now we can use hasn't or haven't, okay? So again, it's the same idea. This time we're using the contractions. We're using them in the negative sense, not a bad sense, just we're saying no, okay? So Wyatt hasn't been to the Australia Zoo yet, or Wyatt haven't been to the Australia Zoo yet. Does it help when I read it out loud? I hope it helps you when I read it loud, and I hope it helps you when you read it out loud. So Wyatt, we're talking about one person, that's his name, Wyatt. Hasn't. So Wyatt hasn't been to the Australia Zoo yet. Number 2, we haven't or we hasn't seen the elephants today. I kind of said the correct answer because it just felt natural to say the correct answer. The subject we is plural. More than one person is involved. So again, if more than one person is involved, it's a plural subject. And therefore we use have or haven't. We haven't seen the elephants today. So feel free to do 3, 4, and 5 on your own, unless you want to save it for a Zoom meeting. But it is a practice, actually 3, of level 3 thinking. Actually, this is like level 3 and level 5. So it's a good practice of level 3 and level 5 thinking if you try this on your own, especially if you read these out loud. Ooh, last one. So we don't have to circle anything here. We'll rewrite them in the blanks. Choose the correct word in parentheses to complete each sentence. Oh. A binturong. Ooh, I wonder what binturongs are. It doesn't even indicate because I'm looking at 1, 2, and 3, and they give rarely any clues of what a binturong is. It's a fur, it has fur and a small head. Oh, I can't wait to Google this and see what a binturong is. Okay, A binturong has a very strange appearance, or a binturong have a very strange appearance. Okay, so what made sense when I read it out loud? Has. We're only talking about one binturong. All right, now the second one, binturongs, so we're talking about more than one binturong, has or have furry bodies and small heads. And that's what you'll try on your own. Okay? So I'm really excited to see who finishes this at our meeting so we can review. But like I said, you mostly know the answers to these and the structures of sentences if you are a good reader. And if you find yourself thinking really and being honest with yourself, you know what? I don't read a lot. I mostly watch TV and YouTube and video games. All right, well, that's the first step in change. Knowing your weaknesses, step 1, and step 2, making a plan to change those weaknesses. So maybe your next plan would be, I am going to try to read every day, even if it's for 10 minutes. So step 1, recognizing you have weaknesses. Step 2, making a plan to change those weaknesses. And step 3, doing the plan, okay? So if you find yourself really thinking, Miss Severa, I don't read a lot. I should. Let me know and let us know so that we can help you make a plan to changing the attitude and that behavior so we can be more successful. And I can even tell you my strategies and plans as well if you're interested. Thank you very much, third graders. This was fun. I'll see you at our meeting.